What is going on YouTube? It's Sankey and we're back with another one. Before I kick things off, if you want to be a part of our investing team, then you can head over to our Patreon and join us on some additional plays, like this one that we've already entered, that's Global Battery Metals, up a respectable 35% today. Over there, we're building a hub for all your investing needs. We've got stock alerts, portfolio reviews, and more. Alright guys, so the portfolio is continuing to show strength as we progress through the week, and I know if you guys have been jumping on our channel plays, you'll be hitting success too. That being said, I want to continue this momentum right throughout the year. So I've got some plays that I want to put on your radar to make sure you're taking full advantage of them within your portfolios. Now guys, before I get to it, I'm going to need you to hit that like button for me, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button, join the journey as we continue to dominate these markets week in, week out. Let's jump into our first one. Up first we have Snap. Now this is the engaging social platform and camera company. Now this play was featured on a video that I released over the weekend, Stocks to Buy Monday. This is because this company was in consolidation mode, but they had a major catalyst coming up, and that is the announcement of their fourth quarter results, which is out this Thursday. Because you guys know as investors, we're trying to think ahead, position ourselves early into these plays before they run up. And we're going to let those who didn't think ahead piggyback off the run up and drive up even further for us. Now guys, there's been some interesting share price action on this. It's been moving upwards just like I told you they would. Let's take a look. Now if we flick to that 1 week chart, you can see that this stock is making some good upwards momentum ahead of their earnings this Thursday. And I put them on your radar at the beginning of this week and they were standing at $52. Now they're testing their all-time highs at $58, approaching that $60 mark. Now we're seeing this stock move up because there's some big estimates on their earnings, anywhere between 40 to 70%. Now guys, if Snap are able to deliver these good earnings, it's onwards and upwards to $65 for this play. Now going forward, we know that Snap are going out and acquiring different businesses. So again, I do see them hitting $70, $80 this year. Next up we have Pinterest. Now again, this is another play that I put on your radar over the weekend to ensure that you guys scoop this one up on Monday ahead of their earnings on Thursday. So here we have it. When I put them on your radar, they were sub $70. Now they're making their way up to their all-time high, currently sitting just under $74. If you look at that share price guys, solid upwards momentum ahead of earnings on Thursday. Now I've always said there's a lot more room for this one to run up. Got to remember they're sitting sub $50 billion in market cap. Now guys, I do expect some good earnings this Thursday. They've got a lot playing in their favor. They've had partnerships with Microsoft. They're growing internationally, the UK, Canada, Australia. They also have partnerships with Shopify as well. Now if Pinterest are able to deliver good results this coming Thursday, it's onwards and upwards past $80 for this play. Now going forward, I do see big things for them and I don't think they're anywhere near their peak just yet. So I do think they're going to hit those triple digits this year. Got to remember, there's going to be more partnerships going on. There's going to be further international expansion with this play, rollout of their e-commerce business and more additional partnerships with advertisers as well. So I want to make sure you guys get your exposure to this play and enjoy those returns with us. Now before we jump into our main event, you guys know that we're taking full advantage of all the mega trends in our portfolios this year. Now I know you guys hear me talk about mega trends a lot, but I want you guys to be clear on what it is to be in a mega trend. Guys, it means that there's positive regulatory change, but also there's very high growth. Now these two effects are compounding and are going to do wonders for the plays in those industries. So I want to put on your radar that 3 top Senate Democrats yesterday came out with a statement saying that they're looking to push positive reform around the cannabis industry. Guys, that being said, I want to pull up one of our MVP plays within our portfolio that should benefit from this. Up on screen is GRWG, that's ticker symbol GRWG, currently standing at $51. Guys, first off, let me remind you why we like GRWG. This is because over the last consecutive 11 reporting periods, they've outperformed. Not only that, they're taking their revenues from around 200 million in 2020 right up to 350 million in revenue this year. But this is going to do wonders for that stock price. That is why they're in our portfolios. Alright guys, let's take a look at the chart. So as you can see on the 3-month, solid upwards momentum in that stock price, and on the 1-day chart they're up 11% on the day. This is because they've gone ahead and made their second acquisition of the year of a company called Grow Depot, which is a chain of 2 stores, which brings their total to 42. And you guys know they're on a mission to get to 55 by the end of the year, and they're well on track for that. Now I'm going to put you guys on some game now. One question I get is how do you go ahead and pick those stocks? That's one thing I look out for, is the sensitivity of that stock price. What I mean by that is how much that stock moves relative to good news. Now here we have it. In this case, they've gone ahead and acquired this company called Grow Depot. That's going to account for around 3% of their 2021 sales. But that stock price has gone ahead and moved up 11%. So you can see there's some high sensitivity with that stock price. Now, because this company is growing rapidly and they're making those acquisitions each and every month, and that's going to get the investors excited, driving up that share price higher and higher. That's why this play deserves that spot within our portfolios. Alright guys, so before we wrap things up, I wanted to touch on HireCar, which is another play that I put on your radar over the weekend, and hopefully you guys got your position on Monday. So they're moving up on the week, up 43%, and on the day, they've added another 8.43%. If you don't know HireCar, they're a car sharing company, so if your car's sitting idle at home, you can list it on the platform, you can rent it out to someone, and they'll pay you a fee. The kicker here is that they've partnered with a couple of companies, one called Ameridrive, one called Cogent, to expand their business rapidly, adding another 6,000 vehicles to their current 3,000 vehicles. Guys, this is forecast to increase their revenues for 2021 92%. So guys, I do see fantastic things for this play. That's why I wanted to put them on your radar early, so you guys got your position, because I do think they're going to do wonders for your portfolio, and I don't think their growth is done just yet. Now, given this business rapid phase of growth, I've set my end of year price target on HireCar at $18. So guys, there's a lot of upside on the current stock price. Alright guys, you've been rocking with the channel, you know what time it is. This question comes from A. She says, can you show us how to use the trailing stop loss and stop limit on Trading 212? So first things first, these are very powerful tools available to you to allow you to limit your downside and protect your profits. Guys, I think they're especially useful in those penny stock plays, which can be a bit more volatile. So let's say you have a play that's run up 100%, 200%. Well guys, you can go ahead and set those on your apps, depending on what app you're using. And let's say that stock drops down 10%. There's no need for you guys to worry, because it can cash out some of your holding, all of your holding, or some of your holding. You decide. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate for you how you use that stop limit to help you guys limit your downside, but also protect those profits as well. So I'm going to pull up on screen, you've got American Resources, that's ticker symbol AREC. Now this is one of our penny stock plays in the portfolio. If you don't know American Resources, they're an extraction and transportation company for rare earths. Now we like this play because those rare earths are used in high technology, some clean energy, but also they have use in EV batteries. Now, given the explosion in the EV industry, we anticipated that there's going to be a demand on the raw materials. That's why we got into this play early, loaded up on them, and here we have it. So we look at the charts, we can see today they've jumped up almost 35%. And as you can see, I've got 200 of these, currently sitting at 70% return. So now let's flick over and see what's caused that jump in that stock price. And here we have it, American Resources soars on license and patents. And if we read the finer details, this will enable American Resources to develop and construct safer domestic supply chain of critical materials. Now guys, you know over here, we distinguish what kind of catalysts have pushed that stock price up. You guys know we have our factual, we have our speculative catalysts. Now, if that catalyst isn't involving numbers, such as American Resources has earned X amount of revenue, but with a catalyst like this, it's harder to translate that into the added value for American Resources. So what you'll get is a lot of investor excitement on announcement of the news driving that share price up. And there comes a point where the investors start questioning whether American Resources is overvalued. And then you might get a sell-off, and that sparks the volatility. So this is where your stop limits can come into play. If you're worried about the downward volatility of that stock price, you can then set your stop limit. So we're going to go ahead and set our stop limit on American Resources. Now let's say, for example, that we want to cash out if that stock drops below $2.80. But on the flip side, we believe there's a potential that that stock can rise to $4. This is where your stop limit comes into play. So we hit sell. Now we don't want a market order, because if we select $2.80, then the stock is just going to cash out when the market opens the next day. Now we also don't want a limit order, because if we select $2.80, what the limit is going to do is going to give you the best price above your limit price. Now if the market opens at $3.36, which is at currently, then it's going to cash out then. Remember, we still believe there's some upside in this stock, so we want it to run up if possible. Next up is our stop. Again, this is no good, because if we select a $2.80 stop, what's going to happen is if there's downward volatility and it hits that stop price, it's going to convert your order to a market order. But if the share price is falling rapidly, you might not get $2.80. It might drop down to $2.50. So our best bet is the stop limit. So we'll go ahead, select that stop price of $3. So when it hits that stop price, it's going to convert your order to a market order. And then our limit price is the minimum that we're willing to accept, which is our $2.80. Last thing to note is the trailing stop loss isn't available on Trading 212. Over in America, they have that on their Robinhood apps, which is another useful tool, similar to a stop loss, but it's slightly better, because what it does is it can track that share price. So you can say if that share price drops down 5% or 10%, then it can cash out your holding, whether it's a portion of your holding or the entire amount. So as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Do hit that like button for me, it really helps the channel out. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button, join the journey. And as I always say to you guys, check into the channel each and every day. Stock market's rapidly moving, you never want to miss a beat. I'll catch you guys in the next one.